Oh, that's a nice hat. I don't have one from here. Yeah. I'm having to have one from here.
Yeah.
Ryan, you good to go? We can unrack his?
Yeah,
that's good. I didn't know if you wanted to buy him or what.
I kind of do, but
Whatever you want to do. I'll wait till he gets there. Good. Right on.
I'll take these out. Get rid of this one. They're so hard to spread.
Don't scrub it because it screws up the radar. Because then the table thinks that there's cards out there and it starts freaking out.
Can I scramble them though?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But don't just leave them there because then the table gets confused.
I got you.
This is going to be the same one?
So yeah, Eric's table is the same. It reads the flop. It even has you can turn it off. It's got a muck.
Yep, that has a muck.
It's got a muck, so you swipe it over the muck and
Yeah. I have it turned off whenever.
Yeah,
So it's the
too
exact
much,
same
yeah.
stuff that he uses.
I think it's exactly the same.
Yeah, he's got the same equipment. He just built his own table.
Yeah, this table's like underneath. It's like this box. It's got a little thing in it for the dealer, and it's packed like that. So I can take my knees and put my knees.
You're the 9 seat.
Okay.
You're Richard, right?
Yeah.
Not Sam.
Yes.
Which one's better?
What's the final table going to be?
9.
Three more.
And
And
everybody.
this is a big button here.
No.
I didn't
Buttons
think
and
so.
6, 7.
Okay, yeah, I don't think it was.
So, nobody can have their phones when we start in right now. You got a So box over there. turn them on silent and put them over in that box.
Yeah.
You can use it, but you just have to physically go to the box and get it and step off camera. Here's the box for the phones.
And the headphones.
Headphones, we gotta be off as well. Yep.
You have to put your phone in there?
You do have to put the phone in here.
You gotta turn the volume off
First
on it.
I get out to
Yes,
get
please turn the volume up.
Tracy, can we buy these from you?
Yeah, we're going to get
Alright, man. This is 500 a month. This is 500 right there. Alright, if you're on the pizza table, I need your phones in the box, please. And I'm ready to go whenever you are. 14 seconds. Larry, take a seat.
Yes, baby.
Alright, guys, we're coming back 48.
Yeah, because he's 7, 8, 9, right? One,
It's up here, guys.
four,
Alright, guys.
Oh, no, we need one. I don't know which one.
We have 7 is open. No, 8 is open. He's actually supposed to be in the 7.
Oh, 8 is open.
8 is up. The 8th player is actually open. Great. That's why I left him in the 9th. 48. Let's go. What? I'm in this seat right
Yes,
here.
here.
Yeah, that's why. Because when they balance the tables, Richard, they'll put them in the.
Hey, Eric,
there.
I love my, I know I'm cheers, but
Oh, I didn't do that. What do you want? Jim. Jim. You got it. Thank you.
Alright guys, we're about to get started back up, and as you heard,
Good luck, everybody.
there was going to be new players on the stream, and here they are. And joining me in the booth is H-Town legend, DJ Alexander. What's up, DJ?
What up? What up? Talk about
how's
some
your
poker.
tournament going this?
Oh, my tournament was awesome. I punted on the Stone Cold Bubble, so I got 135 back. So there's that.
Well, there you go. 135 back. Not quite as good as the 3,900 these guys have locked up right now, but it's a very good
It
tournament.
doesn't matter.
Good job. Very
What
good.
probably happened was
That's-
when
Did you
were
put that on the
playing
hidden
cards,
box?
It's almost a min cash.
And so the first hand is just going to be moving.
Yeah, so back at the feature table, we have Chris Birchfield in seat 1, Dara seat 2, Jim, who was on earlier, in seat number 4, and Maroff making his first appearance today at this feature table.
Okay.
There is no
You
5
see
or
there
6.
in the hat and black mask.
I like Mirov's game.
Oh,
Yeah, I've never played with him, so
9 calls or 8?
I'm glad you have. Danny in the Rockets hat here. He was on here earlier.
All right.
Richard called.
All right.
And
There's no
Richard,
10.
who
Richard's
was
not.
briefly on, and then the table broke earlier. So it's good to have some fresh faces back on here.
Yeah, I played with Mirov a few times. He's played fairly solid. He's a local. I don't know where he plays in town, but he plays a few times.
9 bets, 250.
And Richard with the top pair and opened it in here. Defended out of the big with the 9-6 suited after Jim raised the cutoff. And he's gonna win it. Yeah, I've never played with Mirov. And obviously know Chris and Dara very well. Danny was on here earlier. He was mixing it up quite a bit. He had a lot of chips, and you see here he's down to 8 bigs, so he's not gonna have a whole lot of wiggle room right now. Doesn't mean he can't build it up.
Is Danny a local guy?
I would guess so, judging off the Rockets hat, but I don't know him.
Oh yeah, I didn't see the Rockets hat.
And also don't know Jim, but
It's almost like
there's very few people left today that I didn't know, and there's actually 3 of the 5 players at the table right now.
You have to get your cards in the 7?
And sorry, 3 of the
right on
6. There
top
are
of each other,
6.
all in the box.
So
Put them on top of
Yeah.
each other, Mark.
6-handed play is so much faster, and you can't afford to sit there and wait for hands, especially you saw Richard was on 6 bigs. I'm sorry, Maraf was on 6 bigs, and he puts it in here, and we never got to see his hand, but you just can't let the blinds just continue to pass you. Eric tried to save it, but
I'm so sorry.
That's okay, that's okay. I'm gonna pay you next. I want to know which part.
oh, they're changing the deck.
I can let you know.
But
It doesn't matter.
yeah, like I was saying, you can't just let the blinds continue to go by. You don't have as many hands before the blinds before you can make a move.
The range is definitely widened.
What's your favorite amount of people to play with?
My favorite amount of people to play with is 1. I love playing with one other person.
Okay. So you like, if it was a tournament, you wanted a heads-up tournament. Or you're saying you want it down to heads-up.
I want me down a heads up. That's my
Alright,
favorite.
from the beginning of a tournament, how many people would you prefer to be at the table?
I prefer 6 max, but yeah, these 8 now poker is, especially with COVID procedures and everything.
Yeah, I love that
Eight-handed is
recently, the last couple of years, that most everybody's doing away with 10-handed poker.
Yeah.
I don't like 10-handed. I don't even like 9-handed.
Yeah.
I'm okay with 8 max. And PLO and more cards that you get, I like 6. And I
That's
think
all.
you'll hear like most people say that, and that's why they've done away with the 10-handed stuff.
All right, Mirov's getting it in here.
Yeah, he had 6 bigs, so now he probably has 8.5.
7 is all.
I wonder if Chris, oh man, that's gonna be a tough spot for Chris here. He's probably just gonna have to get it in here. King Queen. Does he have 8 big blinds?
Yeah, it's gonna be all of Chris's chips to call.
Wow, what a boss.
Yeah, Chris knows like how fast these chips can go. I don't know if you saw earlier, but Hayden went from 3 bigs, and now he is one of our chip leaders.
Danny, how much do you have?
Richard, you see right there in the gray hat, might be the overall chip leader in the tournament. He has
Okay.
62
She put the
big
numbers
blinds,
in the
5
wrong
million in
spot.
chips.
So I need to know Danny's chip count.
He's got 775.
775. And
But yeah, back to
Miraf,
the
is it Miraf?
the COVID changes to poker. Yeah, like all the major tournaments have gone to 8-handed.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's great.
And not only for COVID reasons, but for
Going forward,
yeah,
period.
I know it happened.
And I
I've
hope
got down
it
standard
stays
Danny.
this
Let me
way.
go to button Danny.
everybody's chip. It's not everybody's amping 80,000 every hand. That's why I'm like, why is this?
7 total. 8 total.
When you're out of the hand, do your chip count. I'm gonna have to redo everybody quickly.
And I hear Eric in the background. These it had everybody aiming 80,000 every hand. So some of these chip sacks are gonna be off,
2 total.
but they're working on it to get it fixed. And Chris might have had more chips than we thought. Maybe that's why he folded. And yeah, it's updated now. Chris has 940, not the 780. So.
That's right.
And Richard raises with the 6s. Dar defends small with 8.
9, that's 200,000.
That board in his range there, and the only overcard to his pair is the 7. And Dar's gonna float with the ace high.
9 chips.
And even if Richard's behind, he still has the straight outs, and he rivers the set. And I think Dar's reaching. He's gonna bluff at it here.
550,000.
550.
And the rich
The
get
whole way. I mean,
And 9 wins the 5.
When you have chips, it's off a lot. Just remember that next time you play.
Rich. Zara, local legend, plays all over town, all the tournaments.
I've never played with Dar before.
Never played with Dara. I would have laid
Literally, my first time playing with
1,000
him was
I would have
the
laid
10
1,000
minutes
to
we
1 that you
played.
guys played before.
I've never even met him.
You've never even met Dara.
Nope.
Wow, 2 legends finally got to meet.
and we actually didn't meet.
Not gonna be right because everybody's.
Well, I'm gonna go introduce you to. Yeah, Dara's a great guy. He really enjoys playing the poker. He enjoys trolling people on Facebook. Like,
I've witnessed.
what better is there to do
1, 6,
than
7,
play poker and troll people on Facebook? That's 2 of my favorite pastimes too.
I take I get in there and read the comments every now and then.
Yeah, I see your haha thing come up occasionally, but you don't get in there and troll with us very often.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's folded to Chris. He's gonna have to get it. Oh, yeah. See, again, he had more chips than I thought he did, but
So he
still,
has 8,
yeah, still
9.
like 12 bigs.
Yeah, I think he has 940, looks like.
Yeah, 940. So he's gonna ship, and Jim in the small blind with the ace jack.
Oh, he just snap calls it off? Okay.
And we've seen Chris with 2 monster races just at the feature table today that neither one went his way. So, as they would say, he's due. And he flops a set. And Jim's gonna need running straight cards, and he picks up
It's never
the
easy.
gut shot. And misses. And this is Jen Dillon. She doesn't deal on Poker Bros, or that would have been a queen. And now Chris is over 2 million. And that puts Jim as a short stack at the table.
yeah.
725K. And as you see, these pots, like every pot is
Meaningful.
huge swings to whoever wins it.
Meanwhile, Richard is just laxing. Just
Richard stays lax. I saw him yesterday as we neared the end of day 1C that he wasn't so lax when he got it all in with aces versus kings twice in 3 hands. So,
he was out of seat. He was celebrating.
oh yeah, he
Did he
was
give us
having
a
great
fist
time.
pump? Was there any fist pumps involved?
I don't recall. I wasn't on the table. I was on the next one. He was having fun. It's always fun when you have the aces against kings and holds.
My expensive cards.
Next is gonna start from seat 9. 9 nine raises, 200,000. One fold, two folds.
Yeah, and with
No
with
resistance.
Richard's chip stack here, he could really open it up and put a lot of pressure. Everybody except Chris is under $1 million, and Chris is at 2 million. You
Yeah.
see there are 19 players left.
Thank you, Michelle.
This is a good spot for Richard just to open every hand.
I love you.
Yeah, 19 players left. They have locked up right now 3,900. There will be a page jump at 16. They'll jump up to 4,850. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but these guys still care about these page jumps. And their ultimate goal is to get deep in the tournament, win the tournament, but you're still paying attention to pay jumps at this point. And we see a few people pick up different ace. Jim gets to be the first one to act and moves it in with the ace 7. Maroth next over has ace 4 and he's in the taint.
This is a very interesting spot.
Yeah. Playing six-handed against short stacks, he knows Jim just doesn't have to have a monster here. And
He's
it's
gonna
very
find the
disciplined
fold.
fold. Now let's see what Danny's going to do. 'Cause
Oh
he has
my
the ace
gosh.
9 suited right behind and he folds. And now you see Jim went from short stack. Now he's not. And Danny, after posting the big line, Danny, it's going to be a short stack.
Alright, good luck, everybody. My time.
Jim, 925.
They
The
always have.
average stack is right at 2 million. 18 players left.
Okay, Richard, 6 points.
I know one thing. This just lets me know that I get it in way too wide. Alright, there's just put the ace 4 and the ace 9 suited in the muck.
Yeah, with Danny's stack, I might have called it off there with the ace 9.
Might have called it off. Damn.
You watch me punt way too much. You know I was getting it in there.
Ray Hansen, ladies and gentlemen, he said he might have called it off.
I'm
With the ace
a
9
tight
suited.
player. Very, very weak tight. And now you see Danny picking up an ace on the button, and I don't think he's going to find a way to put this one into the muck.
I hope not.
Ryan, yes, can you help him?
And he's going to pick it up. Look at these prices. Just look how big it is. 81,720. What would you do with all that money, DJ?
That's a good question. What would I do?
Invested in GameStop?
GameStop is old news.
Hey, Brian.
What's the new?
Give me some Nokia. I want some Nokia.
Nobody wants Nokia.
Oh, give me some AMC. Everybody,
Nobody wants Nokia.
It's time.
Androids are done.
Listen.
Apple for life.
it's time to get back in the movie theaters. Marvel Cinematic Universe is coming out with some bangers this year.
And oh wow, Dara's big line with Ace Queen and Jim's undergoing with Ace Jack. And he's still on the short side. And I imagine he's going to just move in. He does. And Dara's obviously going to look him up here.
Slams it over with authority.
Dara, best player.
That's cards recognize
Number
talent.
7-9. Good game, Jim.
Seat open.
Yeah, he played really well today. He threw at a lot of spots. Like, he did not let still spots get past people. When
Yeah,
people
same.
were opening from late position, he just finds a 25 and 3 bets. I liked it. Showed a lot of heart.
Huh. Looks like Jim had
Yeah,
Dara
Jim's
covered.
gonna have a blind and a half left, and he's gonna have to post a big blind here. And let's go back to what we were talking about with Hayden. He had 3 big blinds earlier. And I know Jim only has 1, but Hayden had 3 big blinds earlier, and now he's one of our chip leaders. I know Jim's pretty upset right now, as well he should be. You know, play all day, get down this deep. It stings when you get deep in a tournament and you don't win. And but Jim, don't give up. Anything can happen.
You're in the big one now?
done it a few times.
Andy first?
Danny first.
Yes. You go in, yeah, you're pretty.
Jim does not have enough to cover his big blind, so
Right. So his Annie's gonna go in first, which is 80,000, meaning he's only eligible to win 30,000 per player behind after that. Even though he only has enough to cover 30,000 big blind, it's still 80,000 for these guys if they want to come into the pot.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd love this rule where they put the ante in first. There have been some nits out there trying to make it the other way. What do you think, DJ? Ante first or big line first?
Annie first. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I don't even think it's close. Because think about it this way: it's not fair if you're like on the budget or something. And here we go. We got Richard, Ray's button, and it's going to be heads up versus Jim. Jim has 8-6. And you see, if he wins this pot, he's back to 170, which is only 2 blinds. And he flops a 6
There we go.
in the lead. And he's gonna stick around a little bit. But yeah, let's say you're not in the blind and you only have 50K, the ante's 80K. Well, now you put in 50K, you can win 50K for each player that's in the pot plus the 80K that's in the ante. So if you could win that when you're not in the ante, then why should you be able to not have to ante all of it first? So that's the reason the rule's that way. I love it. I like it that way. And I hope that it never changes. I don't see a way that it will. And now Jim has 2 big blinds, and if he gets it in here in doubles, like let's say somebody not in the blind raises and the big blind folds, now Jim's gonna have a chance to win 2 blinds from that person, his own 2 blinds back, and then the ante and the big blind. And Richard picking up another hand, ace jack, he raises.
1, 2.
Yeah,
That's what Miro does here.
Jim folds, even with 2 big blinds, very disciplined. And Maraf has to know that Jim is opening up and raising a lot of hands here. He hasn't seen, Jim has actually had a lot of really good hands.
Richard.
I'm sorry, Richard's had a lot of really good hands, and that's why he's opening a lot. But the way it looks when you're not, when you can't see, I don't blame Maraf at all for shipping here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously Richard's first snap call with the ace jack. And we're going to have another all-in. And was that? Oh, that was a deuce in the window. So Maraf does flop the gut shot. He needs a 5 or a 3. Turn to 6. So same outs. Either a 5 or a 3. And it's a deuce. Maraf is eliminated. Good game, Maraf.
Hey, out.
And we are down to 16 players, so they will be breaking a table. And they're hitting a pay jump. And look at that. Jim hits a pay jump with 1 big blind. Picks up an extra $1,000.
Way to land.
Almost an extra $1,000.
Hold up for me real quick.
So I'm pulling it up. So he had 3,900 locked up, and now it's up to 4,850.
Oh, I just thought, where are we going? Oh,
Yeah, so they're breaking the table, guys. So they're holding up until they can get this tournament down to 2 tables. Let's see who they bring over.
Well, because he's gonna have to move over because there's gonna be guys. I got you. Bring the table. Bring the table. Players coming around.
Yeah, so I just got a text from our buddy Dixon. He said Jim is his roommate on the strip. So I think if he came down here from Iowa or Jeff Builder, that he probably knows how to play poker. I've liked the way he's played so far. I said he was mixing it up with free betting, a wide range of hands, and winning with Jeff Builder will do that to you. It'll make you free bet. What do you think, DJ?
Oh, me and Jeff played a very fun pot yesterday.
Oh, let's hear it. The
So-
fans want the details.
Oh man, and he was. Jeff, don't mean to blow up your spot, but you were texting me and asking me all types of questions about the hand, what I have and everything, and I lied to you.
You hear that, Dixon? He lied to you.
I lied to you, but you did have me. So yeah, Jeff, he's been playing fairly solid, wasn't getting out of line. I'm in his media left. He opens. I flat 7-7, 7 of spades.
Because we're breaking the table.
To his media left.
Not to break the table.
I remember if anyone else came in.
The button is in the.
I think we go to the flop
give
heads
us the
up.
button.
And the flop comes like 10-5-4, 2 spades.
No,
He bets
that's
1/3
small.
pot. I call. Turn king of spades.
We're gonna have
He
somebody
checks.
move into
I
the
bet
small right here,
60% pot, and he
then
goes
you're
into
gonna
the
be
tank
over
for like
there. See, 8 is
3
right there.
minutes,
It's 10 now because I'm
and
10.
he calls. And at this point, I'm like really concerned. Like, hey, what is this guy doing? Like, what hands will he think of? Anyway, river comes. The river may have come like, oh, the river comes a 4 or 5. Yeah, so it comes a 5 because. Anyway, yeah, the river comes a blank 5, so the board is Jack 5-4 with the Jack 4 spades, King of spades on the turn, 5 on the river. And he checks, and I bet like 125% pot, and he goes in the tank for like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yes.
Jeff, 10 minutes.
He literally goes into the tank for about 10 minutes.
I've had relationships that didn't last 10 minutes.
And he asked me if I would show, and I said I'm stone faced. And he flashes me the queen. He flashes me 2 red queens, and he just puts me through the blender and just has me sweating for 10 minutes with the 2 red
10
queens.
minutes. How much weight did you lose?
2,135,000.
And he asked me, he's just like, oh man, did you have me? I told him I didn't have him, but he ran off some hands, and I told him I had one of that particular hands. Said he asked me if I had Jack 10 or 10, like just some blockers essentially.
All right, so Jeff, just know he either lied to you yesterday or he's lying to you now. It's up to you to decide.
Wait, what was that?
All right, so we got some new players at the table. All these guys have been here before. Hayden coming in. Jeremy Tinsley took over the 3 seat. Hayden
Go ahead.
and Amir to fill the table out. This could be an interesting dynamic. I've been saying a lot how Amir likes to play a lot of hands, and we've seen Richard really open up and raise a lot of hands. Richard up to 7 million now, and Amir has direct position on Richard. And hand 1 of this full table, Christopher Berkshire picks up 2 hands.
After this hand, I'll move you. Keep you in the 7 for now.
Oh yeah, I need the phones put in the box.
Alright, got it. Now you can
8
put it back.
folds. Excuse me, 9 folds, 10 folds. 1 raises. 160.
And Chris is gonna min raise it up to here to 8, to 160k.
4.
And Jim on his 1 big blind has an ace, and he or I'm sorry, he had 2 big blinds. He's gonna call. He has the ace 9. Danny also has ace 9, and we're gonna see a flop. Jim needing one of the two remaining aces, and Chris flops a king, but there are two clubs, and Jim has a king of clubs, and that's gonna end it for Jim. Good game. Tell Jeff to say hello when you get back to the room. Safe travels back home. Thanks for coming down here. Guys, people come from all over the country for this tournament. It's been a huge success. Love having all the out-of-town guys in. It definitely made the tournament a lot harder having players so established like Jim and Dixon. But I like the competition. I like the big prize pools.
Houston Poker
People
is
coming.
booming.
Yeah, I've said earlier on the stream, I think Houston will be the mecca of poker. People are going to, not in the world, but in the country, at least. Like right now with California being shut down, I see more and more people coming here to play poker. Our buddy Rick came in from California. He loves playing poker. He's been here playing. And I really think more and more people are going to start coming to town. I have a bunch of people coming from Kansas City, from obviously Louisiana and Oklahoma.
It's only going to be more coming. Only going to be more.
Yeah, and I see Houston Poker blowing up. And if people are watching the stream and they see it, they see 80,000 prize pools, they see the great structure, the great staff, the beautiful rooms. Jeremy raising it here from the cut with the ace-5 of spades into Richard's big blind. Richard's going to defend the king-jack of clubs as he should. He could have found a 3-bet here, especially with how big his stack is. But you don't want to 3-bet it and run your opponents off when you're going to flop like this.
230.
Oh, I'm talking to myself. I do that. Yeah.
Raise 600.
And he's going to get a check raise in here, and that's just going to end the hand.
Fold.
Richard is a monster.
Richard is a monster. He's up to $7.5 million now.
Cards recognize talent.
Yeah, Richard, like I was saying, he has a lot of fun when he plays. I've played with him in other rooms around the city. Obviously, played with him this week here, and he knows what he's doing. But he was in there mixing it up. Chris was telling me how he floated on my hand with king high and made a running Broadway on him. He's not afraid to mix it up. Chris starts out under the gun and gonna fold.
Jeremy and Amir, I don't have your cards.
And you see Hayden now with 4.7 million. I was talking earlier how he had 3 big blinds on break.
Wow.
And I walked out over to him and he's with Kilm and they're laughing. And I was like, dude, how you doing in there? And because, you know, I can only see the feature table. I have no idea what's going on at the other tables. And he's like, oh, I have 3 big blinds. And he's just laughing, having fun. Like, he doesn't care. You know, I mean, he cares. Obviously, he wants to do well in the tournament. But it's not going to affect him. And, you know, he just stays even keel the whole time and he's just there. And he sneaks up on you. And he went from 3 big blinds. Now he has 4.7 million. And the only player on the table with more chips is Richard with 7.3. And here we have the Queen 7 versus a 5 dude. Richard's gonna win another pot. I have a feeling we're gonna say this a lot. Richard wins another pot.
Richard is possessed. Richard is having his way with this table right now.
Yeah, there it is. 94 bigs. That's a lot of bigs to have this.
I capped it at 400 and got rid of it.
Jeremy, put both cards on your block.
Two folds.
Dara starts out under the gun. Not
Be
seeing
careful
much of
when you're,
anything here, but
looking at the
Richard does
cards,
pick up
you
the
bend
suited
your
queen on the
snap
button.
and inside of it.
3 folds. 6 folds. 8 folds.
Let's see if Richard is active this weekend. Oh yeah, Richard is getting after it.
10 folds.
There's nothing they can do.
Nothing it wouldn't shock me to see Chris 3-bet here with the king blocker. He'll probably just end up taking a flop. But
Raise.
Are you really bringing the deal
okay, and he did 3-bet. Not shocked at all by this move. He knows he's been paying attention. He knows Richard's been opening a lot of hands. Now again, he has no idea that Richard's actually had it a lot of these hands. And but you know, when you're playing with somebody and they're opening a lot of pots and they open your big blind from the button, like nah, bro, that's not what's gonna happen.
How would ICM affect your decisions given you have many players with sub 8 big blind stacks?
The thing is, I'm not getting all my chips in there, but I think 3-betting there, you know, if he 3-bets there and then Richard 4-bet rips from the button, he still has 20 bigs, and those players are still a lot shorter than him.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, I just swear to God, I was about to say that.
And see, we've been saying all day, because they're laughing, cutting up, having a good time.
That's what I thought. Instead of doing the chips, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that.
3 folds. 6 folds.
We got 3 of them.
8 folds.
And let's see if Richard gets it in there with the 6-3. No. Okay, he started to grab chips. I was wondering how after it he was getting, and then Amir's going to raise his hand on the button.
Over 100 players. Got 3. They say 3, 2, and 1, but we're trying to get away from that 3, 4.
And raises. 180.
And again, button raise, small blind folds, big blind 3-bets. Dar just, oh, never mind. That was, it looked like it said Dar at 3-bet.
Like, I know we got some mics going on. I wasn't going to know.
Okay, I was going to say, I didn't expect Dar to be 3-betting there with 9 deuce very often. But sometimes people surprise me. There you see the stack sizes, it's Richard and it's everybody else.
Back to hand game instead now.
15 players left. All guaranteed right now, 4,850. They're going to jump again at 12 players.
Like what Shane said earlier, actually, you're one of the few people I like playing with.
And we can see some fireworks here.
This is gonna be a fun hand.
Yeah, their stacks are a lot deeper now. They're not on these 13 big blind stacks where it's just an automatic rip here with the 2 9s. Chris checking out the stack sizes behind him before he makes a decision here. I'm expecting a 3-bet. What about you, DJ?
I think he's gonna be 2-betting fairly often.
2 folds.
Yeah, he 3-bets to 400.
I think this hand is gonna probably be over.
I don't know. Amir likes to play pots. He doesn't like it when he gets 3-bet either.
Spicy.
Oh yeah. He's the type of guy you're not going to 3-bet light a whole lot. Because he's going to 4-bet you. And he moves it in.
Wow.
And I'm not shocked.
I like this guy.
Yeah, you said the hand was over. I was like, Nothing there would have surprised me. If Amir folded, I would not have been shocked, and if Amir flatted, not shocked. And he moved in, wasn't shocked.
I like it.
And Chris makes a very quick fold with the nines.
Okay, I'll be out there in 3 minutes.
Yeah, it sounds like they're taking about a 5-minute break in 3 minutes to color off the gray chips. But we are, we would not be taking a full break. It'll be just really quick to color up the chips and let me go to the bar and grab another drink. Folds are under Richard with Motown, as they like to call it, Jackson 5.
Folds, 10 folds. Folds.
Over to Dara's button with the suited 7.
That's
You
all right.
don't hear that very often, right? You hear people say, "Oh, I raised with a suited king." Dara's raising with a suited 7, and he's going to run into resistance with Hayden.
3 folds.
250 coming in.
Fully expect Hayden 3-bet Dara to make a very quick fold. Yeah, you see them counting up all these gray chips around the table. Those are the 5K chips, and they will be coming off. And our smallest chip will be 25K, and Hayden does raise, and Dara makes a very fast fold.
Larry, you want to say your pocket? I'll think about it. I'll put it under consideration.
Goat's gonna go.
200.
Folds. 10 folds. 1, 2 folds.
5 minutes. Guys, my watch says 9:24. Cards will be back in the air at 9:30.
Jeremy folds on the button.
Well, it's in the middle, so
And Hayden is
it's got a
probably
5.5.
just going to be limp folding here.
Yeah, if you guys heard Brian before, guys, this will be a 5-minute break. They're just getting rid of these 5K chips, and just like DJ said. All right, you see that 5-minute break? We're gonna take it with them. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
One.
4 minutes? You said 5 minutes, brother?
It's 9:25 on my watch, 9:30 cards in the
10
air.
minutes. 10 minutes. Where's the phone? 10 minutes.
Phones are in the box right over there if you're on the feature.
Man. Why are you treating me?
9:30 cards in the air.
Who ordered all these shots?
Where's mine?
There's only 2 people.
Just save me one.
Three. That's 1.4, 1.5, 2 million.
Yeah, I'm like,
1.5.
I'm-
1.5. Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah, how much?
1.5. I was thinking 1.5. That's what I said. 1.5. And you know 1.5.
that's
I
why
was thinking I
we're
was
here.
grabbing those. All right, so that's 1.5. Actually, we'll just do that. You can take that. No, let's take it. 1.5. Let's take another 500,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm gonna need exact check counts for everybody.
I got you.
1.5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2 million. Alright, 2 million. 2 million, this is coming on play, this is gonna be 2 million right here. There's 5, there's 1, there's 5, there's 2 million.
Mike, if you wanna start on one side, get exact chip counts, and Jen, you can start on the other side.
I was just moving out of your way.
No,
Right here.
I'm asking.
Okay, so this is 3.25. 3,025,000.
3025000. Got it.
Okay.
1.975.
There is no 5.
75.
Okay, 1975000. Got it. 3/4. You won the race, that's why you had the extra.
7. This is 7,775,000.
7075000.
246,775. This one is 625,000.
625.
1,000,000. 1.325.
1325.
1.325.
Four.
1.525.
1525. Perfect.
Button.
Button is in the 60. That's why I had it on top of the
7,
chips.
8, 9.
Nope. 6. There's no 7, 8, 9, 10.
It's all you. It's,
No, 7. Thank you.
2.525, guys. Let's count this together.
Alright, go, you can go.
Chris. 2.5, you see that? And a quarter? 2.525, you all agree? All right, guys, 60 seconds.
How long is that? 60 seconds.
60 seconds.
Right.
Yes.
We got a spill of drinks over here.
Fill of drinks.
Underneath the table.
Underneath the
Oh,
table.
that's
Impressive.
Behind the table.
Behind the table.
That's the
Also
order.
impressive.
Let it soak in, man. We're playing.
I knew it was gonna happen.
60 seconds, guys. 2 seconds each.
I'm confident. Not good at that. Probably not gonna do it. I didn't get that one suit.
Yeah, I'm gonna slide all this out. I'm gonna get this chair out.
So after tomorrow, y'all just clear out here?
It's unbelievable. Like,
So
3 hours, 2 hours, 1
I
hour.
mean, I crunch when I say
Come
that.
back. Missing anybody? 20 seconds. Chris is here. Jerry's here. All right, players, we're coming back. 50, 100. 50, 100, 100. Let's go to work.
All right, here we go, everybody.
Why won't it start?
Floor.
Yes.
Already?
What happened?
Okay,
I'm trying to do it. Sounds like he knows what he's doing.
All right, guys, we're back. Blinds are up. It's 50,000, 100,000,
For whatever reason.
and
I mean,
Things crash.
nothing can be certain money. Cheap stuff.
trying to figure out. So I guess the what looks like gray chips now are going to be the 100Ks, and the greens are 25K. And Dara has the ace king of hearts and is going to min raise it here. Jeremy right behind him with 2 4s.
4 hours until the swing's done.
And Dara did come into this game pretty short
9:30.
with 1.3 million.
So the great
Jeremy
chips are
like
on.
right behind him with 1.5.
I'm telling you, big
Yeah, I
screws
believe
is on
the ones that kind of look gray are going to be the 100Ks.
Okay.
I wouldn't know because I never get peeked, but I've heard they have 100K chips.
Wow. Those are very big chips.
Yeah, and Jeremy does fold, and it's around a Richard in the big line with the massive chip stack.
How much are you playing?
1.3 total.
And he's-
including the 2, yeah, including. So you got
Okay, he's gonna jump in here with the 6-8 with his big stack.
8 calls.
What?
And Dara has about 2 pot size bets left.
Yeah, there's
Stack.
no, like 5, right? There's no 5. I checked.
And Richard continues to catch the deck. 6, 6, 3 flop, and he has a 6, and Dara has ace king and bets 150, and
9 raises to 400,000.
Richard raises it. And Dara told me he plays with Richard quite often, and very disciplined. Just old ace king there.
On the screen where I
That's fortunate there.
We see Richard continue to mix it up and put pressure, play a lot of hands. Pirates also play a big stack.
whoever's in two bets, and I hear 2 bets.
Put the chips to work.
We're playing a limit. I did it all the time.
And that puts Dara up 10 bigs.
3 bets. That's not a 3 bet.
Yeah.
We have left 15 players.
15 players,
I've been doing it
Are
all
they guaranteed now?
48.50.
Look, is out. 1 fold, 2 folds.
Alright, we don't know what Jeremy has. Hayden in the cutoff.
Hayden in the cutoff with the ace-8, and I mean he's gonna raise it here,
Gonna be raising it very frequently, and
he's gonna run into somebody with a bigger ace and 2 of his 8s.
9 raises to 600,000.
And had Hayden not raised it here, I'm pretty certain we're gonna see Richard and Amir get it in as a coin flip. And now
Amir.
this might have either cost or saved Amir. But he might still, and you know, like I've been saying, Richard is raising a lot of hands. He's playing a lot of hands. These guys don't see his cards yet, so they don't know. He has had a lot of really good hands when he's raising. But the way it looks when you're playing, when somebody's raising every hand, is that they're at the table, which rightfully so when you have a big stack you should be. But he is having it, and Amir, knowing Richard has been doing this all, you know, since this table went over here.
I feel like I'm aged.
Puts him in a very strange position.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough spot with 2 8s.
Around, but I got a lot of gray hair now, man. I do.
Based on what I saw from him earlier, I figured he would go for it. I think he did go for it.
Yeah, and Amir does go all in.
He just
I've been on
four
the
bet.
circuit since January 2010.
Oh, he didn't go all in. I'm sorry. He just 4-bet to 1.3 million, and Richard already made it 600K. So now he just needs to call 700 more, and he folds. And now everybody got to see that, and they're already seeing him raise all these other hands. So they see him put in 600K and fold to 700K. Now they're really gonna be thinking this guy's just messing around. And luckily, we get to see he's not just messing around.
He's not been
They
messing
don't
around.
know.
I learned one thing.
All right, I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this question, but whoever sent us the shots to the booth, we want to say thank you on behalf of all of us. I think I know who it was. So, Len, pretty sure it was you. Thank you, buddy. We see Dar move in under the gun here with the ace-4 off. And guess what, guys? Richard has ace-queen suited.
My goodness.
9 calls, 10
He can't even believe it. He just shrugs his hands like, wow, again.
And Dara is going to need some help here. He's going to need a 4 or some kind of straight or all black cards to come. Either clubs or spades. And wow, and Richard flops a flush draw. Dara, now he picks up chop outs, and it's a 5. Good game, Dara.
975.
And I guess they lost somebody on the other table as well, because now we are down to 13 players.
Lay out. Hold on.
Sorry.
You call me if I get close, I'm not giving up.
Look at that, you got a little ladder there, Danny. Danny, you got another ladder.
113 ladder, I thought 12 is.
Well, someone's supposed to put it on.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that.
I think. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my God. You know, there's 16 lines been sitting here.
Shout out to the garage up on the north side, sweating their boys Chris Birchfield and Keith Norris still, and Keith on the other table. Both regulars up there. What's up, everybody?
Is that it?
Six folds. Nine is out, 10 is out. 1 fold. And 3 calls.
You got an extra 1K though, with that big.
And
Minimum.
Danny, Danny's all in here with ace deuce, and Jeremy Paul's covering with ace jack. And it comes ace high. Danny's going to need a deuce or a diamond. A diamond came on the turn. Danny's got the only diamond, and he's going to miss.
Lay out.
Danny, good game. And they're starting to drop like flies now. You see them here, ones are 100K. Average stat is going to be, and again, I guess they lost somebody on the other table. I'm not real sure what's going on, folks, but the average stack is 32 bigs. It's not like we're playing short stack poker here.
Alright. I'm not gonna lie. This is a first.
So, I know this table's 5-handed. I'm not sure if the other one's gonna be 5 or 6, but we're down to at least 11 nonetheless. They did hit another pay jump. We will be going to the final table at 9 players.
Action will start with seat 9.
So I do know there's at least 10. It's either 10 or 11.
10 folds, 1 fold.
Poker Atlas is showing 11 players left, so now they're all locked up $5,950. If they make the final table, it will be $7,200
7,200. I
on
can't
a
even count that high.
$600 buy-in.
I can't count that high.
You know, I know you travel the world, play poker. You have shots of these huge prize pools all the time, but you don't see guys like Richard traveling and playing these tournaments. And for players around Houston that have a chance to play in prize pools this big, it's been amazing. We love what Lone Star Poker Series has brought.
Awesome for the city. But we do see guys like Richard.
Oh yes, no, I'm just saying Richard, exactly Richard.
Oh, Richard himself,
Yes.
yes.
You know, I've never seen Richard travel and playing anywhere. I could be wrong. He could travel all the time and play.
It was like Oklahoma and such.
Yeah, but you know, for the most part, these guys don't have, you know, a bunch of people in Houston. I have a lot of friends that don't get the opportunity to travel and play poker. So now for it to be here and have a chance to play is amazing.
This is awesome, especially given the travel restrictions in general.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, next month, the tournament series that one of the other clubs was putting on, it should be amazing. So hopefully that is the case.
Oh yeah, it's the Houston's gonna be the poker mecca, and you see now Chris on the short stack with 17 bigs, the shortest on the table. 17 bigs is still a lot to work with. Yeah, you guys saw David Shaw in the stream earlier playing to start the day. His girlfriend Jess just texted me and said GG, which is their baby, is watching Uncle Chris take it down.
Yeah. Me and you're right, you're in it.
1 fold.
5,600?
Three folds. Six folds.
Sorry, Donna.
I raised this to 300,000.
I just seen it open or not. I just question.
I got it.
Go Hayden!
You open both. The open wins.
And Richard's gonna take it down with King Queen.
Muck's face up.
He mugged it up.
So what time do you foresee this tournament ending?
Assuming no deals, they play it out all the way through, which obviously we have no idea if that's going to happen or what they're going to do. But I don't see it ending before 2, maybe 3 a.m.
Sounds about right.
He's gonna get fixed very soon.
1 fold.
Yeah, he's right.
Three raises.
And believe it or not, guys, Richard has ace king. Jeremy raises with the queen 10.
6 folds.
And I haven't seen Richard flat hands like this yet, so I fully expect him to 3-bet.
9 raises.
If you want to plug it in.
He is continuing to chip whip.
Yep, and like I said, they have no idea that he's picking up monster after monster.
That was impressive.
Let's go. Keep Hayden.
And you see Jeremy in the tank right now because all they could see is Richard over and over 3-betting, raising, check raising flops. And they think he's just using his chip position, which I would think the same
He had
thing.
like 8-4 off, but I mean, you know, he just assumed that you just put it in there.
Yeah, there it is. 11 players left. All battling out for over $80,000. One of these guys, 2 tables left. One of these guys is going to be an 80,000 air after this tournament. I learned all my comedy from Jesse Payton. If I'm not funny, you could blame him. And Richard finds a fold on the button. See what Amir in the small blind is going to fold the Jack-6. Chris gets a very important walk, especially in a spot to where he just couldn't defend. It's a big pot for him.
I mean, I'm sorry. I felt it. Well, you're wearing a Cowboys hat. I just don't know if I did. You did. And then we sucked.
And like, look how relaxed he does it. Richard's just leaned back on a chair, not a care, and Hayden's going to be under the gun here with the King Jack. Definitely a raising hand. Chris on about 15 bigs finds 2 queens in the small blind, and he's just going to have to get his chips in.
One call.
And Chris just flats the queens. And the reason he's flatting here, it's not because he's just afraid Hayden has aces or kings. He wants Jeremy to make a move from the big blind.
And 3 calls.
And Jeremy's just going to flat. And we're going to see this flop 3 ways. It comes 8-5. Very safe flop for Chris. They both hold a king. Chris holds the only diamond.
3 checks.
And let's see if Hayden puts out a continuation bet. And Hayden still has a very healthy stack. He could easily have bet this here. Let's see if Chris has the discipline to check. Basically a 3rd time since he flatted. So for the 3rd time, he's letting one of these guys just make a move. And he's trying to act like, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm done with this hand. Can't believe I called out of the small blind.
And Hayden's going to check. He needs one on to hit a 9 or a jack here to get paid. And it comes to 5. And he's definitely betting now because...
He might get looked up here.
Yeah.
175.
He's wanting one of these guys to have ace high. Unfortunately for him, they both have king high. Jeremy folds, and Hayden. Uh-oh. Yeah, Hayden's thinking, I don't believe you.
Yeah, he's like, would he bet it? Is he bet ace high here? Probably.
And he knows Chris would bet ace high here, but he also knows Chris would bet jack high. Knowing the only way Chris can win the pot is a bet with jack high. And also, a lot of times, Chris is just going to check call with an ace to let a hand like Hayden's has bluff off.
Right.
And very disciplined hold by Hayden. And even though Chris would have got no action had he erased it pre, he really put himself in a spot to where he could have lost that very important pot. Sorry guys, we took a quick break so we could do a warm shot of Jameson. Because that's ever a good idea. So I'm pretty sure at this point of the tournament, all of these guys are catching up to the amount of hours I put in without bagging. Congratulations, guys.
How many hours would you say you put in?
I don't know. It felt like 48. Because I played 2 days straight. Start to finish. Had the long drive back to the north side.
Yeah.
Megan wakes me up early in the morning so we can go walk a short 8 miles. And then I come to work. And I punt. At least I work the legs out before I punt, and then actually the punts go farther.
Look at Richard.
Yeah, it's so lax.
The only bad part is like when you
Tenfold.
Chris in the cut with the king queen off. Open
And
this.
I think Jeremy's going to make a move here with the 5s. You saw him fold the 4s last time Chris raised, but I think he's going to get it in here. And there it is. It's cutoff versus button this time. Under the gun versus under the gun plus 4.
Yeah, I mean, we want to try to get that out there.
This should be a fairly quick fold from Chris.
Yeah, I don't see Chris calling. He's just going to make sure he has the stack counter right. He doesn't want to make a mistake and fold versus a stack that he should be calling in.
Brian out there,
No,
I go with him. He invites me, I'm there. No, sir. I travel.
Yes, sir. I think 50 was like.
Oh, yeah, D-Tech? I was in South with 1,700 fields. Oh, yeah, no, there's some making 5 tables at a time.
All right, action's going to start seat 1. One raise is 200,000. 3 folds.
500 away from not even 5 3 away from
And Chris with the king queen again. Didn't learn his lesson the first time. Hayden with an ace on the button. This isn't a bad hand to 3-bet, 5-handed. Especially Chris has shown that he will open a lot
9 folds.
and fold when he does get 3-bet.
Yeah. That starts to get annoying.
Yeah.
You just open the king
And
queen.
again, like, they can't see hands, and Chris is opening with hands that he needs to be opening with, and then correctly folding the times that he should be. And when you don't see this, you just see somebody raise, get
Just
3-bet
raise
fold,
fold.
raise, get 3-bet fold. You think that they're just in there messing around and trying to pick up lines, and Chris is actually just playing correctly. That's the beauty of poker. So we were talking about this earlier, DJ. Do you think poker's a solved game?
Solved
no
game?
limit Texas Hold'em.
No.
Yeah, I don't either. These guys that say it's solved and what you should do every time, I don't believe it.
Well, no, the game, yeah, it's just a human can't solve the game, yes. But no, theoretically, there is a perfect play every single
And
time.
Amir limps in from the small with 2 queens, getting very tricky on Chris here. Chris doesn't go for the bait and checks.
Oh,
and
no.
now Chris flops top pair. And
Yeah.
And Amir has twice the amount of chips as Chris, and Amir comes out with a min bet, and I can't see Chris getting away from this very easily. And Chris just calls here. Oh, and he didn't min bet. He bet pot size bet, the opposite of min bet. And the turn's a 4, and I think Amir's going to check here and let Chris, and he does. He checks to let Chris and Chris. Oh, I'm sorry. Amir went all in. Again, the opposite of Shaq.
Shot
And
today. Cheers, Sarah.
so somebody sent Chris a shot of JMO.
It's like they
This is an interesting spot for Chris because Amir he could be ripping a lot of hands.
Oh
here.
yeah, I mean, when somebody gets tricky like this with 2 queens, and then gets that flop, they usually don't just come out and bet in the entire pot, and then just move in the turn. Like, you usually want to slow it down and let your opponent, who probably doesn't have much, do the betting.
Yeah.
fair
And-
warning, this is gonna take a while. I'll try.
Yeah, and if you heard Chris there, he said, "Fair warning, this is going to take me a while."
Yeah, this is a
This, I don't see Chris folding. What,
I mean-
what about you?
Would I fold here? I don't know. What do I think Chris is gonna do? I think Chris might find a fold here, based on a previous hand I've seen him make.
Yeah,
a fold.
I feel like when people flop big, blind versus blind,
Right, the question is this-
Yeah.
Is this flopping big?
And we had no
flopping
idea
big,
what happened. All
heads
of a
up,
sudden, we see him
this
away
is
from the
flopping
final table
huge.
getting a
An
massage.
overpair and a gut shot. If Chris had a hand like
I might bring
Queen
this
9,
one myself.
Jack 10, 8-8, Jack Jack, 10-10, he's probably raising.
I wasn't in here, but I did.
With all those pairs, 8-8s out.
Well, so
he's
the question is, it's not about. So the question is what hands are Chris beating that Amir would play this way?
well, any 9,
Yeah, all the 8-9s, the 9-10s.
all 9-5.
I mean, he might not just be limping the 9.
But
Be
the
raising with
9-5.
us. He probably. I don't know if he's gonna limp the 9-5.
9-6,
Okay, maybe he limps the 9-6.
Queen 10. But again,
Yeah,
that's a hand I think he usually raises with there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Chris has a very tough decision. I don't think Chris is going to get off of it. And I'm not saying Chris flop big. I'm saying when somebody like Amir flops big like this, they would rather go for the check raise than to lead out. And you see how hard Chris is hard speeding right now. And he knows he's behind, even though he doesn't know it.
He doesn't know he's behind. He's just like, man.
No,
like,
he knows it. He feels it. He doesn't know. If he knew, his cards would be in the muck. He feels it.
the problem is like if he's ahead, he's gonna be flipping like all the time. It's like
Yeah, unless it's just a random 9, like 9-5. If he has 8-9, then it's a lot. And at this point, with so many chips on the pot, he has to call 1.5 to win 4.1.
yeah.
No, I'm actually very impressed at
The
how
amount of
well
time
that
it's
you
taking.
thought through. I would have snap called, especially with all the information I have on Amir, and I know you have the same information. I mean, Amir's a wild card. He likes to play hands. And I know Chris hasn't seen it yet, but you know, if he would have known that Amir 4-bet him earlier, ripped on him with the ace-10, do you think that would change how long he's tanking here?
No, I think his decision would be fairly the same, and he was just because still like small blind versus big blind, a dynamic. What hands is he shoving with that I am beating, and then
Oh, wow. He's about to fold. Oh. He pump faked us. Alright, I've been saying this whole time, I think he's going to find a call. After the way he just postured there, I'm pretty sure he's about to fold. He pump faked us again.
he wants to put it away so bad.
Wow.
Little boss.
Wow. He is going to be so happy when he gets his phone back.
He just showed him
Oh,
the
he
hand.
showed him. He didn't even make him wait 2 minutes. I would say 15, but that hand took about 13 minutes. Chris, I'm super impressed. I am super
Getting the money in the middle.
Amir, also, I'm very impressed with the way you played that hand. I think Amir played great.
No, he plays it. Well, yeah, I think I would check. I mean, I love free and low
Right,
flop.
I would have checked flop myself.
Well, I'm saying I would check. I would be more inclined to check turn.
Yeah, exactly. And after he bet flop and get called, no, personally, I would have checked flop. And then Chris would have bet. But, like, that's beside the point. Like, let's get to the turn action. After he bet flop, I would have checked turn and just, like, let Chris bluff off.
Just gonna 4 on a turn. Just fairly safe card.
Yeah, and, you know, the only thing you're giving Chris a free card with that you don't want to give a free card against is flush draws and random nines. With the nines, he's obviously open-ended, but you have 2 of the queens to block. Also, if he has, say, 8-9, he can't make 2 pair 8s and 9s because now you make it straight. So giving a free card in a spot like that isn't as big of a deal as, you know, like, I know this sounds crazy because kings are better than queens, but if he had kings, his hand's more vulnerable than it would be if he had queens.
Correct.
2 raises all, 3 raises all.
That was very impressive. I'm in shock at Chris Ford.
9 folds.
And again, Richard raises cutoff, Jeremy ships on him, and Richard folds. These guys just think Richard's a maniac right now, and Richard has been playing just perfect.
I feel like I'm free rolling out.
And Chris just said, I feel like I'm free rolling now. Yes, you are. I don't know how you found a fold there, Chris.
9 folds. 10 folds. 1 raise is 200. Three folds. 6 folds.
Chris from the button gets in there with the ace, and Hayden folds a big. Chris going to pick up a very important couple of lines. And Chris still has 17 bigs. As I've said probably 700 times today, I know you guys are tired to hear me say it, but even when you're short, you're never as short as you feel. These chips multiply, they go back up so fast. Hayden sitting right at 5 million, had 3 big lines earlier. I told this story earlier, DJ, before you were here, but yesterday I was in flight A and I walked over to another table and I saw, or flight C, I'm sorry. I walked over to another table and I saw there was some chips in the middle and it was pre-flop, and there was action going around the table and somebody raised. I'm like, wait a minute, where's the big blind? There's no big blind. A guy had almost 2 bigs. He lost a hand under the gun, had almost 2 bigs. So he had to post a big blind ante and his big blind. He was so mad that he lost a hand, he was like, I'm done, and just left the room.
Okay. He left the room and took his chips with him?
No. He left the big blind in the ante, they pulled it in, so he's all in, but he got in his car and went home. At 3K, 6K blinds. Played all day, had 2 blinds left, and just thought, I can't spin this back up, I'm done. And left.
Oh, no. Yeah, I've seen it many times.
3 raises, 200.
I mean, it's one thing to like tell yourself I'm done, I can't play anymore, which you shouldn't do. This guy literally got in his car and went home when he could have spun his stack back up. Hayden did not do that. He had 3 blinds, and now he is one of our chip leaders.
Chip and a chair.
It sounds so cliche, chip in a chair, but it is real. You remember when Ben Keyline won the Colossus main event? At 100 ante, back then there was no such thing as big blind ante. At 100 ante per player, he had 50 in chips left. Won $1 million by not giving up.
Insane.
You see Jeremy raising from the button here, and Richard getting after it with a 6 deuce defending.
9 raises before.
Do you defend 6 deuce, CJ?
Do I defend 6 deuce? I do not.
Alright. Not saying that you shouldn't, like I was saying, high rollers, you defend 100%, and look what happened here.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to defend it.
3 flop. Richard has 6 deuce. He checks. Jeremy bets 100K. Richard raises it to 400K.
That is,
Getting after it.
Check your phone.
I mean, Richard's on another level though. Like,
He's
I'm not.
feeling it.
I'm not even gonna attempt to play like Richard.
Justin, I know someone that
I love the way Richard's playing.
I know.
He has 7 million in chips, and he's like, "Come after it, guys."
He's
I have
chip
6
whipping.
high. Jeremy doesn't believe him.
Do something about it.
Now, if Jeremy would have seen that he did check raise Dara with 3 6s earlier, he would make an instant fold. But all he sees is these hands where he's raising, folding, and thinks he's just full of it every time.
What's up?
That card's 10 of hearts is
We
alright.
got a bust card, yep. I'm gonna have to get another deck. Pause the clock for a second. Pause the clock, hold up after this hand. No, we're not even on the table. Hold up after this hand.
I'm texting him now.
Oh, wow, I've never seen that. Yeah, that's a lot. Hey, you look at the cards real quick.
Here, they just texted him and Alex is gonna call him.
Alright, so they're pausing the clock. I'm not exactly sure why. We're gonna take a very short break. Don't go anywhere, guys. We're gonna figure out what's going on. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Make sure you got your mask up.
Never mind. Oh wait, no, it's 10 players. I thought it might be down to 9. I'm gonna figure out what's going on. We'll be right back.
Alex just called.
Hey, are you commentating?
No, I'm not.
Who is?
Ray.
No, it's not hand for hand.
Ray and someone.
They're deck broke. And it's RFID. They're not dealing with balls. So they get to play smart.
What you can do, hey Brian, what you can do is play with a regular deck so you don't slow down the tournament.
I'm okay to play with a regular deck.
Yeah, just play with a regular deck until I get the cards
Alright
figured
guys,
out.
let's get back. Well, I need to get a regular deck then.
Yeah, get him a regular deck.
Okay. Still hold up. You got one now? Take that one.
What a fold.
Am I in for taking that one? Never folding. I didn't think I was folding. I wasn't. I still have no idea.
Hold up for a second. Alright, fun. Feature table players, get back on the feature table. We're gonna see our deck real quick here.
Yeah, that's something you do like this.
You got it already? That was quick.
Alright guys, if anybody needs to pee again, it's just $200. Already, we know what we gotta do. Probably peeling, somebody just peeling the cartoon.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. In general with these guys.
Say what you should have done when you know what's on
Rich, let me know when you're ready.
Alright. Right.
Alright, guys, get back to your seats. Everyone back to your seats, guys. We're good back in the air. Guys, back in the air. Let's go to work.
All right, guys, we're back after a very short break. Just so you guys know, they did take a break because we've been doing streams all week long, and these streams are very hard to put on, as everybody knows. These RFID cards are a very important deck, and they are
We're good.
down to the last deck of RFID cards.
One fold.
there is a chance. I thought they were saying that we're going to have to go without them. Okay, so we still do have whole cards for now. There is a chance that these, if anybody's ever played on these streams, you understand. These cards are very rough. They're easy to, they have antennas in them. These antennas can break very easily, and when they do, it messes up the whole stream. But we got it for you now. There's still a deck left.
Just my reminder, be very gentle with the cards.
And we have whole cards. And we have Hayden raising it on the button with the Jack 5 of clubs, Richard calling out the small blind with the King 5 of hearts, and Amir with the Ace 3 of clubs, defending out a big.
Six bets, 350. 9 calls. Then calls.
And Hayden trying to just pick it up on this 9-4 deuce flop.
9 checks.
And bets and gets 2 callers, and that's never a good sign when you have absolutely nothing. No pair, no draw, no nothing. And you just want to win the pot, and you get 2 people call you.
Bet.
And Richard checks, and
800,000.
I think Amir bet, and Amir did. He bet 800,000, and that's going to be enough to win the pot. And again, it's great play by Amir. This was good to get checked through. Hayden picked up the gut shot, so I'm pretty certain he would have checked back river. And Amir bets with the ace high, and he wins the pot.
Alright, I'm back.
And DJ's back with us. DJ, tell me about this rhythm hat that you ordered. What's that about?
So a couple buddies of mine, Brandon is actually still in the tournament. They are creating an app, a poker app. So Rhythm Poker is the I guess that's going to be the new face of poker. We shall see.
All right. Rhythm Poker, guys. It's apparently coming to a computer near you. Folds around to Amir in the small blind, who last time it was folded on a small blind, he left 2 queens, and he limps again.
I check.
And you hear Chris, nightmares, I check. And that's why you can limp two queens sometimes, because now Chris, a lot of times in the big blind, when you're on a stack of Chris's size and it's folded to the small blind, they limp, you have king high, you just move it in. Well, now Chris knows Amir limped with queens once. You're not moving in with king 6 now.
Like, oh man, this guy's capable.
Yeah, so like I said, it looks like they still have the RFID cards working. Justin Hammer has said he will bring some new cards over. Shout out to Justin. He's going to make sure that we do not go without the RFID cards. We're going to keep this going for you guys all night till this is over. And speaking of over, look at this hand.
We might be going to the final table.
We have fireworks here, guys. Hayden is going to open under the gun with 2 queens. And Jeremy is in the big blind with 2 8s, but he might get saved here because Chris, in the small blind, has ace king, a hand that you just cannot fold right here in this spot. Now, remember last time, Chris flatted small with 2 queens. I feel like he's just going to 3-bet jam to get it in here.
He is going to rip this in here.
And if he rips, this might save Jeremy's tournament life. Because if Chris folds, Jeremy is going to be getting his chips in. Chris, as we know, is not fold.
One raises 575.
And,
oh, wow.
and Chris with a very small 3-bet.
Oh,
to
man.
575, and Jeremy was like, "Gosh, I wanted this hand. I wanted this one to be mine."
Oh!
And Jeremy goes all in, and I don't see a spot where Hayden can ever fold this
Yeah,
hand.
I don't
We're playing five-handed.
Yeah, we're getting it in 3 ways here.
And look at Chris.
Oh, Raymond Henson, what are they doing to me?
Why do you keep screaming my name?
Yes, they're on the final table bubble.
Yeah, they are on the final table level, guys. So if Hayden wins the spot, he gets the double. Assuming Chris puts it in here, I don't see how Chris could get off this.
I think, I mean, Chris could just fold to like.
And also, Chris knows how tight Jeremy is. Jeremy's a very tight player. He just cold 4-bet from the and Chris does fold. And we're going to the pot heads up, and he's not happy.
Yeah,
and Jeremy's gonna need one of 2 remaining 8s to stay in this tournament. 10-10-4 on the flop. Jeremy has to hit an 8. The turn's an ace, and Chris would have won a massive pot, assuming no queen or 8 on the river, and the river's a king. So Hayden, with that pot, is now up to 6.7 million, right behind Richard, who has 7.4 million.
And they're going to be combining.
They're making the final table, guys. They're going to take a break. We're going to have a redraw for you. And we'll be back in maybe about 10 minutes.
Never. So I had them fucked up because this deck has one hand card and it's a professional bonus.
But I just ordered my cards and they're
Yeah, but hang out, because I don't know where you're gonna go. If any